How's it going, everybody? This is Kinema, and we are back with another game review, mobile game review that is, on the Android device. So I didn't mention it last time, but all of these games I am doing on the Android tablet. Most of these games are going to be mobile games starting out. I may do some reviews on some other games that I have, but or did I pick up. But for these that are, I'm going to use this type of format. Most of them are going to be some mobile games. So first off, I'd like to go ahead, get right into it. If you like any of these games, go ahead and check them out on the Play Store, Google Play Store. But for the most part, I'm just going to look at some that I've already played, already have downloaded, and what I think of them. So let's go ahead and jump right in. This next game is Domination. You probably saw it from the title. And if you're searching for it, then more than likely you're probably got a reason to search for this game. But this is going to be my review on it. Now, I've been playing this game quite a bit. I played it for a couple of months, but then I stopped, and I haven't touched it in a while. So I did just already record a whole review of it, but the microphone was muted. So made sure microphone's not muted this time, so we're good to go. This game is very unique and sorts of this type of building strategy game, and it's basically the reason why I say that is there was an old game that I used to play a long time ago called Empire Earth. Now, Empire Earth was a game kind of like Age of Empires and different ones where you start out kind of like in Stone Age and you work your way up. You make spears, you make bow and arrows, you make swords, you get in medieval age, you start fighting, and you move into industrial age, get guns turn into cannons turn into better laser guns, and you get all the way up to kind of like a nano type space age. And this game is kind of like that. Now, the higher up the different town halls you get, or different town centers you get, each kind of unlocks different things about that age. And you see medieval, and the next one I can go to is gunpowder age. So the other unique concept that this game has is you actually can pick different races. And now I say that, but the whole time I've been playing this game, and get back there, I have only seen people be Japanese, and there's a couple bonuses to that. So basically, you start out, you have your town center. You start out, you can build your barracks, you can start building troops, you can start fighting, you can start collecting resources. In this case, it's gold and food. And yeah, so after you kind of get into that, you get into figuring out how, okay, well, we have these berry bushes. Now, like I said, I already did this review one, so some of these things are already harvested, but you can click on it, and this is how you can get different things. You can see the icon down there on the gather icon. It's food, and it takes 2 little people. You can see that right down below the icon to harvest it. You can also do things in here by clicking on animals, and you can also harvest them. You see, and it takes 2 people to hunt for food when it comes to the deer. Now, there's other ones, like you can see over here, this bunny, you have a little gold coin by it. Why bunnies bring back gold, I don't know, but they do in this game. So you can click on that. That only takes 1 person to harvest, so or hunt, I should say. You get down there, throws a spear, kills the bunny, collect the gold. I guess maybe for selling furs. I don't know. So there's other things you can get. These stags, basically these larger deers. You can hunt them. You notice it just has a bow and arrow down there, and it takes 3 to hunt. That actually gets you back your crowns. Crowns in this game is used as the real money currency. You can purchase crowns with real money if you would like to do that. But I haven't in this game. And main reason is, like I said, kind of played it, lost interest, got bored, etc. But you can if you want that extra boost. Now, it does play. It's not like it doesn't seem like it's pay to win. It does seem like it's a pay to level. You can level up faster with the gems if you want, but it's not going to make you that much powerful when it comes to the people that you have to fight against. Kind of very similar to like Clash of Clans or Boom Beach, like I did in my last game review. So you can get different things, and this one's interesting because you have roads. The roads you can actually collect taxes from, and they give you a little bit of bonus when all your buildings and stuff is connected to them. You can see everything's kind of glowing right now. We can collect and see a bunch of coins pop up on all the roads, so it makes that kind of interesting. That's collecting the gold back. So the one thing I did mention is with this game is it does have kind of factions, I should say. I think I said races. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but it does have factions. So I went Japanese, and there's a reason why. If we come up here and look, how do we get through it? Oh, oh, I did not mean to click on that. What am I clicking on? I think I'm here. So they they did have a, I guess you can actually join different ones now. Okay, yeah, they did add it where you could pay crowns to join different factions now. Before you had to kind of, when you first started playing the game, and hopefully you're watching the review before you're playing it. You did kind of have to pick a faction, and as I said, I picked Japanese. You can see the bonuses to this is that the town center shoots invaders, and there's increases the length of peace treaties. So that means that when you have a peace treaty, it means people cannot attack you to take your stuff, which is very helpful. Now, the town center that shoots invaders is extremely useful. The reason why I say that is it acts as another defensive weapon, or defensive building, I should say, because you have some of the other defensive buildings in here, like your ballistas. You have these garrisons where actually troops will spawn out of, and you have things like archer towers, several of those. You have your catapults and different things like that. So the having the defensive troops is very useful, and the fact that the town hall will actually shoot and kind of protect itself was definitely made it worth getting that ability. And unfortunately, it's that made just about everybody get that ability. If you look at some of these other ones, Chinese just gets another civilization or citizen, and basically that is just to help build things faster. And having one extra citizen really doesn't help. It can, but a lot of things cost like 2 or 4 or 3 or something, and having just one extra one does, I don't know. It could be a benefit, but for the most part, sometimes you keep them all busy. But it does take a lot of loot to level in this game. So sometimes you don't have enough loot to keep all of your builders free, or your citizens. So you can see British gets more loot when they attack, and they all have these unique units. Basically, some of the units do change. So here, French, training, friendship. So maxed allied army size. Some of this stuff's increased. And so you can see basically each one of these kind of have their abilities, and kind of click to the rest of them. Refund upgrade costs, and the Romans have increased army size. So the you can kind of pick which one you want. Like I said, most go Japanese. But you don't have to. You can kind of go towards what you want. Now, I did go ahead and do an attack. Oh, are you serious? Can I review attacks? It's been so long since I played this game. Yeah, so this is a most recent attack. I did win, but it was a very horrible attack. But we can go ahead and watch the replay. And while it loads, Domination, get the splash screen, and then we go right into the battle. So you can kind of watch it and get a feel. So this game has kind of like what a lot of the other games has. It has specialized troops. In this case, the cavalry. They will only attack defensive buildings. They have a lot more hit points, and they try to get in there so that the different defenses will attack it. Now I did drop, I don't know if you saw there, some wall breakers that busted that wall so we could get in there, and then drop some other troops that were on horses that are fast to go after the resources. Now, dropped a couple of spells right now. There's a healing spell, and the reason why some of those troops are purple is that was a special Colosseum buff that I'll get into once we get out of this replay. So there are different things about this. There are these ballistas. I use the spell to try to stop them for a moment. Those ballistas do quite a bit of damage. You can see they're actually bringing down my cavalry there. And all these other troops that are coming, that's flowing in, most of them around there, they're actually coming to get these troops down here at the bottom. They spawn because of the different garrisons that I clicked on earlier. So you have those as defense. There's a garrison right there, and they kick it down before it could spawn more troops. And so in this particular battle, we do clear out over here and end up getting the town hall plus 50%. So we get a few stars. It comes out to be a victory, so that's good on that. But you can kind of get a feel for this particular game with the attack. So more of these troops are spawning. They're actually spawning right there from that Colosseum. and they're going to be burnt down here shortly. So the nice thing about this game is if you do end the battle and you still have some troops, and this is a very, very important thing to remember, if you still have some troops, you do get those back. They kind of come back to your base, come back to your barracks, and you can use them for the next fight, which is actually pretty cool. Versus some games where you just attack and you lose them. The last game I reviewed, Boom Beach, is kind of the same way as well. I don't think I mentioned that. I probably should have in that review. So the Coliseum, I mentioned that. You can see it's got a very large radius around it. That radius is for if any enemy troops are in there, it will start spawning more troops to attack. And kind of sit back. I've been leaning over the whole time. But there's also things like this. We have Stonehenge. It's another wonder and bonus thing that adds to extra gold. And I didn't mean to replace that. But it adds extra gold to roads and stuff. And then you can actually use some of these like hanging gardens. It increases your resource and stuff. You can kind of change there. That's another thing to use your crowns for. So you do get to pick your wonders as you hit different ages. In this case, my next ones are at the gunpowder age, and then there's more at the industrial age, etc. So the medieval age is as far as I've gotten so far. It's taken me. I'm one of those that like to upgrade every single thing before they move on to the next town hall level. It's what I did with Clash. It's what I'm doing with Boom. It's what I tried to do with this game. Unfortunately, I kind of got burnt out extremely fast because if you look at everything, this is 1.3 million to go to the next town center, and a lot of these things, this is 400,000. I'm sitting around 200,000 right now. Really, you just don't have that much, and don't get that much of resources, and you have to constantly fight. That's why it's almost a benefit to click through the different matches. Oh, I can't do that. It's almost a benefit to kind of click through the different matches, find some that have a lot of loot and that are easy for you to take and keep some of your troops. That way you can just go rebuild what you lost in the battle and get right back into another fight, I guess I should say. So anyway, as far as recommendations of this game, I would say definitely give it a try. I did have fun while I was playing it. It seemed very interesting. It definitely held my attention for a while. But like I said, once I got up a little bit further, you get bored, and I got bored. There's other games out there I wanted to try. This just turned out not to be one I wanted to stick with. So, Domination, definitely check it out. Hopefully you enjoy it. If you do play mobile games or a lot of mobile games. But anyway, that's going to be it for this particular review. And let me know what you think about it. And let me know what you think about the series, too. I think I said it in the last review. Hopefully I can continue doing these. It seems like very fun. I do play a lot of mobile games, so the fact that I can sit here and kind of review them and kind of tell you my opinion on them and my thoughts is very cool. So anyway, this has been Kinema, and I'll talk to you later.